Listen to the crowd. This is a remarkable performance.
A world record, Denis. Have you ever seen anything like it?
He can't believe it, but it just happened.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to About Last Night Singapore edition for night 2 of finals of the 2025 World Aquatics Championships here in beautiful Singapore. My name is John Mason, and joining me tonight is the wonderful James Gibson, of course, my incredible co-host Elizabeth Beisel, to take you through the action night 2 of finals. And what can I say? An incredible night of action. James, pleasure to have you here, mate.
Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks ago, we were in Budapest together, but it'd be nice to do some nice reviews again.
So, I want to start this by talking about the men's program. Let's talk about both those races, because of course tonight we crowned 4 more world champions, and we started the night with the men's 100 breast, and it was an epic way to start it.
Yeah, fantastic. Jin Haiyang coming through over the top of Nicolo Martinenghi, the Olympic champion at the end. And I think, there's some huge Chinese support here. You could hear it in the race, you could hear the crowd just getting right behind him. And it was an interesting race, the way he paced it, he executed perfectly his timing.
And I think, watching that, it was always going to be a close one between them, and it really, really was. Like, Nicolo went out so fast in that first 50, but the final 25 for Chin was just so strong. And I think he was kind of surprising himself a little bit with his times. He said that to me when he got out of the pool. I'm surprised that it was great, but he didn't know how he was going to swim, and he seemed to pull it off. It was great to see him get another world championship title. Nicolo coming back in, and it just goes to show he's such a world-class performer. He's Olympic champion. He's been world champion, but back in 2022, to sort of get his game face on and go, no, this is going to be mine. I'm in that race. Let's go.
He's also changed programs this year.
Yeah.
He needed a new lease of life. He wanted a change. He's now training with Matteo Giunta, married to Federica Pellegrini. So there's a nice connection there, and he's looking for a new stimulus. And I think Nico this is the start of his new journey. He's going to keep bouncing on, going through. He's consistent now.
Yes.
He's consistently on the podium. He'll be disappointed he didn't win because he's an Olympic champion. But what we see from these guys is they're always there now. And I think we'll see him build all the way through to LA.
How are you feeling? Relieved, happy, emotional?
I feel really tired now. The roller coaster wasn't only here in the pool deck, but as I told before, I passed like the worst night ever. I throw up. Sorry for the word. I throw up all the night. It was really tough today to come back at my 100%. But that's the sport. That's the swimming. That's me to be like a competitive guy. I don't need to be powerful. No, I just need to lane. I just need competition, because I really want to compete every day.
What does that say about your character and your fight, that you can come back from something like that?
Yeah, I think I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter 100%. Yes, today I saw a video of Mike Tyson. I'm not a boxer, but I can understand every word that he say. I feel like a fighter. I really enjoy this war again after a lot of years. It's not, the job is not done. I got more to do here.
50?
I got a 50 tomorrow. I got a relay too. And in the future, I got something more.
Want to be back on top of that podium? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Once on the podium, you don't want to go out. No, I don't know if it's right in English, but the meaning is that one.
Third place.
Yes.
Denis Petrashov from Kyrgyzstan. And he trains like part-time with his father. He's pretty much full-time in the USA, in Louisville. And he trains with his father. It's a great story, from bringing up from a young age. It's a fantastic country, and it's our first ever medal at a World Championships.
Which was wild to see. And, I think that's such a beautiful story, right? These athletes go on this journey. You've done it, Beisel. Imagine if, you got to do that with a family member, like your mum or your dad. It's got to add another layer to it.
It does, but it's also maybe complicated. I'm like thinking about swimming for my mom or my dad. Sometimes it doesn't work based on the relationship, but a lot of times it does. And when you get to do that and have the first medal ever for your country, he gets to wear that on his shoulder for the rest of his life, and his dad and his whole family has to be so proud. And I feel like the 100 breast was always drama, like the DQ from Nicolo the night before, and all the DQs just because it's breaststroke. but it ended up being such a beautiful story.
And then, of course, we moved on to our second men's race of the night, men's final of the night, that men's 50-meter butterfly. No room for error. And we couldn't pick it last night who was going to take it.
It was so stacked.
It was stacked.
And classic in a 50, you know, Maxime Grousset wins by 3/100ths of a second over Noé Ponty. And I think you said earlier that was Noé's first ever World Championship long course
Long course, which actually surprised me. You know, we were doing a bit of research on the race, and I looked at, you know, he's been Olympic medalist, short course world records, multiple in short course. But to see him finally get on that podium, you know, I think he just was over the moon to be there and have that silver medal. You know, James, I want to get your thoughts, because as someone who has trained sprinters who have medaled at Olympic Games, etc., you know, you've coached them. Talk us through that race, because it's something that you're a bit of a specialist in. You understand.
So 50 fly is actually one of the hardest races, because there's a tendency to get in there and spin. You actually try too hard. So in swimming, there's all about how you catch the water. So what you can find is a lot of big guys in there, arms going around very fast, but they get too excited. But what we saw with Maxime there, if I'm going to talk race strategy from a coaching point of view, so I'm going to come back to that. But he was behind at the start. Noé Ponty took off at the best start of the field, was leading for the majority of the race. But Max stayed big. He kept his stroke, he kept his catch in those last 4 or 5 strokes, which enabled him to win. You know what we saw there? Lane 4, he was fastest qualified. There's a lot of stress, but he handled it very well.
Yeah.
Fantastic time. He's not far from just off the world records. You know,
It was a PB for him.
Yeah.
It was the best time.
Massive, yeah.
And Noé as well. So Maxime, fully, PB in the final of the World Championships. Noé, PB in the final of the World Championships. And then we've got Thomas Chekon, who's also been a world champion of that event. He just got out the 100 backstroke, semi-final, just before. I don't even think he had time to swim down.
No, I saw him walking around the back way through.
So
just
he
went
didn't
around
swim?
I don't know, but I saw him walk straight past us and go round. I was like, he's a machine.
Yeah. Have you ever done a double that tight?
Well, I was never fit enough.
mean?
I could never do that. I could never do 2 races in one session.
You kind of talk about it being a fast switch race. That lactic acid is burning so much in your body. So not to say that one is easier than the other, but I feel like if you're a long distance swimmer, it might be a little bit easier in terms of fitness. You're not building as much lactic acid, whereas Thomas Chekon, his body is on fire after that 100 back, and then again in the 50 fly. So kudos to him. Wonderful performance.
And he's amazing. Like, we were talking about this tonight and just sort of saying how versatile he is. He swims so many things. He's been world champion, European champion, whatever, in so many different events. And it's always fun to sort of watch him. He's like a rock star of the swim world, I think.
He's so cool, isn't he?
It's so cool.
So
I
cool.
wish I was that cool.
Yeah. He comes back, laid back, no swim down, back in, wins a bronze medal.
He's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
like that.
It was
Just another Monday.
He's my call for the 100 backstroke tomorrow.
100 back.
Yeah.
Thomas Chekon.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
But it's Ponty. Ponty now. Grousset getting on top. I think Grousset's got the touch. Who gets there? It is Grousset just over Ponty. Chekon in 3rd place. The margin 3/100ths of a second. And Maxime Grousset celebrates for France.
So that was the men's program. It's now time to move over to the women. 2 new world champions crowned there. I want to talk about that 100-meter butterfly because, of course, you know, Gretchen Walsh last night got a bit sick, pulled off that relay. No one knew what she was going to do and came out here with a championship record. It was amazing to see.
Yeah, outstanding. And I think, last night we were all questioning that, there's been some rumors around health issues, food poisoning in the USA team. And we couldn't put it together because she actually looked like she was really into that swim last night. She was struggling a bit after 56.0, which is well off her best. So I didn't know. She pulled off the relay, and Gretchen's a fighter. She's a great swimmer. And it would take a lot for her to pull off of the USA relay team.
Yeah.
USA were going for gold last night in that 4x1. They haven't won that event in a long time, and their team was good enough to win. 100%.
She surprised herself too. When I was talking to her before my interview with her, she was like, I literally don't know how I did that. And I had a chance to catch up with the national team director, Greg Meehan, before the meet started tonight. And he was saying, if you are seeing an American swim and it isn't good, they are sick. There is no question about it. We were so prepared. Trials was so great. So I think there's something to be said for that. But Gretchen was super ill yesterday and all the days leading up to it. And so for her to pull out, like you said, John, the second fastest time ever done, she also said, she was like, if I can do this in the shape that I'm in now, sick, ill, think about what I can do heading into LA.
Oh,
and that's, that is the biggest confidence booster ever, right? You're super sick and you're right off your world record. I'd take it.
But then, of course, we had Roos van Otterdijk from Belgium. She got the silver medal. And she did a double tonight as well, like swam 2 races. And then we had Alexandra Perkins from Australia. I want to talk about this because we're seeing a change in Belgium, right? We're seeing Mark Faber has gone over there, Mark Faber, the coach. And there's been, I don't know what is happening to that program, but it seems to me that it's being elevated. And see Roos get that silver medal was an amazing thing. And she was over the moon with it.
Yeah, you see the Belgian swimmers in the finals.
They multiple.
Yeah,
Multiple.
They keep
It's crazy.
popping up. Now, Mark just took the reins after Paris, and he's clearly doing a good job. He has great pedigree. He was coaching in Amsterdam. He had Arno Kaminga for a few years and had a great stable there. Now he's taken that over to Belgium. And, you know, for a small nation, you know, they have to look after their talent. They don't have an abundance to work with. So it really is all about the coaching.
Yeah.
It's such a testament to him to be able to come into a new country and kind of cultivate an entire new culture. And you're already seeing it just a year in. So I can only imagine what we're going to see in LA. Some of these athletes finally, if not on the podium, winning. It's pretty cool.
Very quickly, as you say.
Very
That's
quickly.
what's impressing me. It's
like this happened
really
overnight.
quickly. Literally.
Like it feels like.
And then, of course, we went out with an absolute bang. We finished with that 200 IM. Summer McIntosh back in the water, claiming her 2nd gold in as many nights. It was an amazing swim from her, but across the board there are things we want to dive into. So, James, let's talk about that, because everyone had eyes on Summer, but Alex Walsh was right there heading into that final 50.
Yeah, you have to take your opportunity. You know, Summer has to win those gold medals. No one's going to give them to her. And, you know, we spoke about this last year. The Americans, they've got something extra. You know, they don't just give away the gold medals, and they're going to fight for it all the way. But, you know, with Summer and the way she races, I was in the World Aquatics Development Center on Tebe, where she was training with Coach Fred Vanu and a lot of our aquatic scholars. I watched her train, and I was like, she's going to do incredible things this week. And the way she paced her race is incredible backstroke. That's, you know, backstroke, and she has that 400 free background. And she's been also working on the 800 free. So she's always going to finish a 200 IM fast. So that was kind of, the race was never in doubt. But I am waiting for this 800 free.
I can't wait.
This is going to be the race of this World Championships. So at the Canadian Nationals, she was world record. But sometimes at the meet, it's just about racing. And what you're seeing here is she is racing to win these medals. And she'll go through the meet as a priority.
Yeah, and you're right. She wasn't necessarily thrilled with her time, and she said that in the post-race interview. But I am so impressed with her and her ability to keep getting up and racing and doing these doubles like we saw last night, or on night 1 from her. 400 free, 14 minutes later, 200 IM. And she's got an 800 free, a 400 IM, a 200 fly. Like, she has such range and versatility. And as somebody that swam similar events, I have the utmost respect for her, because she's not doing this in sprint events. She's doing them in the hardest events.
Yes.
It's incredible.
And she even said in an interview after that night 1 last night was her hardest night. It was the hardest night she had to get through of the whole week. And that's what she did. So now she's just like free to go, you know.
And to get it done on night 1,
amazing.
Like, it's out.
Of course, our team got to catch up with Summer after her race. So let's take a look at what she had to say.
Another sensational swim tonight, Summer. Talk me through, I know you loved that event as well, so how important, how special to you to hit your hand on the wall first?
Yeah, I was happy that I was able to get the gold tonight. I didn't feel the best in the water, to be honest. I think my prep was I got out of the water a little bit too early, but just a good learning experience. But overall, my goal was just to win, so the time right now, honestly, doesn't matter.
You're winning, you're coping with the pressure, the attention, everything that comes with it, and going out and delivering. What does that mean to you? And what does it take?
It takes a lot of confidence. I think my confidence has grown exponentially these past few years, and that comes from just the experience that I've had at really big major meets, and being able to do it time and time again really just keeps self-belief down on knowing that I'm able to do it. So going into tonight, I knew that I was the Olympic champion, the world record holder. I know how to see this race, and executing, I knew that I kind of just had to let my body take over and not think too much.
And after Paris, how much you glad to be back on this stage again with the crowd, with the atmosphere?
I mean, there's no feeling like walking out of the ready room onto the deck and just hearing the crowd roar, and then especially afterwards when you touch the wall. And then I think the best part of tonight was definitely me and Mary sitting on top of Podium together, hearing "Oh Canada." It was pretty magical for that.
No.
And an honourable mention, I think I have to say, guys, Zidi, the
12 years
12-year-old. When I tell you,
Yes.
Beisel and I were losing our minds. 12 years old, 4th in the world.
30.1 on the way home. Excuse
That
me.
is,
Excuse me.
James, I don't want your opinion on this. As a coach, Beisel, as an athlete, put this into perspective for our people at home.
Well, clearly amazing. Clearly amazing. And the way she's come through the system at such a young age, you know, credit to the Chinese Swimming Federation to manage that in a safe, healthy way. Because, you know, it's not just happened by accident. They've clearly identified her as an extremely talented athlete. And it's happened very quick. You know, she at the Nationals this year, she had a big breakout, Chinese Nationals. What comes with that is going to be a lot of expectation, but she's 12, so there's a lot of excitement. You know, and I know their system, and she will be managed correctly, and step by step, building through, and it's exciting. And we should keep her being excited about racing and number 4 in the world.
For her to be able to show up, she didn't just swim a final. She didn't just participate tonight. She was almost on the podium. And as a 12-year-old, that type of experience is so pivotal heading into this next quad. And I feel like for her, LA is going to be a shining moment. If she keeps, like you said, improving and all of her coaches, she will be taken care of. So that excites me. Because if she's doing this at 12, what is she going to be doing at 15?
I just want to say another thing about Mary Sophie, because we didn't mention her enough.
Of course.
And she has been there or thereabouts for a long, long time. So I was really happy to see her on the podium. And she is a fighter. She's durable. She swims a lot of different events, and to finally see her getting that individual World Championship medal.
But there's
in
something,
the long course, Paul.
That's it. There's something that's happened though with Mary Sophie. Like, she came out on the World Cups with us last year, and there was like a growth in her. Like, it's like she stepped into her confidence.
Yeah.
She started swimming all these different events. She started having great success out in the World Cups with us, and it was fun to watch her. Like, she just carries herself differently. Like, on a pool deck heading into a race, she's like found that extra gear that I think she needed. You know, so that evolution of her, like as an athlete, has been really fun to watch. And like you say, amazing to see her get that bronze medal and to share it with a teammate. And of course, you've got a packed night of racing tomorrow, day 3 of finals. So let's run you through some of those finals that you're going to see. The semis will swim tonight. And I think it's going to be another night of amazing racing. So let's start with that men's 100-meter backstroke. Guys, give me your thoughts.
I mean, you called check on earlier.
Yeah, I made the bold call. He's not going to be in the middle lane. I'm going for Thomas Chekon. We've also got Kliment Kolesnikov in there. And look, I think this is quite open, this race. I think this is an open one, but I'm staying with Tommy.
You're staying with Tommy?
Yeah.
Love to see it. We'll find out tomorrow. And then, of course, we had the women's 100-meter backstroke as well. Regan Smith, fastest qualifier into that.
Taylor McHugh and Kylie Moss had a great swim. Taylor Ruck.
Yes.
This is one of those events where it's a time where you almost don't want to be a backstroker because it's such a deep field. But I think Regan looks really good. She looked really strong. She seems to be healthy right now, or overcoming it. So I think Regan's my pick.
I think they're going to drop down on time.
I think they're
because you know what, they were a little bit off on time wise, and I think there's margin. But there's your podium: Katie McKeon, Regan Smith, and Kylie Mass.
Yep.
And I'm going for Katie McKeon.
Okay.
I am as well. I mean, of course, you know, Australian.
Of course, Aussie,
But she's like both of them. In fact, Regan and Kaylee are such racers.
Yeah.
But Kaylee just gets in that pool and goes. We saw her
She's
do a
so clutch.
double. So listen, whoever takes it, it's going to be a fun watch for us. So that's the women's 100 back. We of course have the women's 100-meter breaststroke as well. Some surprises heading in there. You know, we saw some big names not make it into that final.
Yeah, Lily King ninth.
I know.
Yeah.
Rusa just off as well.
Yes, it's open tomorrow. Kate Douglas, fastest qualifier, so impressive, so versatile. But some other names there, Tang Qianting, and of course that Italian girl, Anita Battazzo. So which way do you think it's going to go, guys?
Anita is so speedy. The 50, I feel like, has always been her baby. And I think she's maybe similar to Mary Sophie Harvey, stepping into that 100 breaststroke role. Looked really good. Kate Douglas, though, like, she's one of the healthy ones. Wasn't affected by any of the sickness. And I feel like after her 51 split on that relay, that was all it took for her to be like, I'm here. I feel good. I'm going to race. And with people like Ruda and Lily not being in the final, it really does open it up. And this is a real great opportunity for these athletes in the final to grab something. Maybe for the first time ever. Kate Douglas doesn't have a title in the 100 breast.
No, she doesn't. But I wouldn't look past Tang Qianting as well. She is such an impressive breaststroker, so experienced, and we've seen her on this world's podium multiple times. So, like you say, though, wide open.
Yes.
It is open. It is open, but I'm gonna go with Beisel here.
Kate?
Okay.
51 points on 100 freestyle.
Yeah, that's cooking.
She's in
Wild.
shape.
Yeah.
She's in shape. She's ready. Kate Douglas, gold medal tomorrow.
You heard it here first. And then we had the men's 200 meter freestyle, one of my favorite events to watch, always absolutely stacked field. As always, Luke Hobson, David Popovich, Huang Sunwoo. Guys, it could be anyone's, but who are your picks?
Okay, I'm going to go with Luke Hobson. I know American, but I think tomorrow's race will come down to Hobson and Popovich just because of the way that they both swim it. Popovich goes out a lot faster than Luke. Luke is known to kind of hold back that first 100 and then almost even split his race, which is so unheard of in a Tudor free. So I think it will be Luke. I think this is Luke's time. It's a shining moment. He's going to take hold of it.
I think David Popovich is just too strong. I honestly, off going 46 point a few weeks ago, I know we forgot to mention it, but just at home, we filmed that before David Popovich.
We did.
Had done his time.
He absolutely would have been in there.
Yeah, so he would have been in our picks, but he hadn't actually swum before we did the
What was
pre-show.
it, 46.7?
He did. So
Yeah.
he is rolling into his summer. And I just thought he looked controlled tonight.
He did.
Moving on to our final race that we're going to talk about tonight, it is the women's 1500 meter freestyle. You know, it's been Katie Ledecky's bread and butter for so long.
Yeah.
And I think, once again, Katie.
I think we're all going to pick Katie.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
all
want
there.
to speak for
We're
you.
all there.
We're all
Yeah,
there.
we're all on the same
there.
page here.
The queen of distance swimming
Of course.
will
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a wonderful burst. 7th World Championships. Let's see you do it.
Absolutely. And you're right. This has been her baby since the jump. And I think for her to kind of have this event as her, I don't know, safety net, like she'll win a gold medal, is really nice for her to have.
That's also wild, by the way, to go into a World Championships knowing that.
Never have I ever.
Never.
Like,
No, look,
I'll
not.
just win that one.
You know what? I've got
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
look, anything
Easy.
can happen.
Yes,
right?
of course.
No, for sure.
Anything can happen. It's a privilege to watch someone so good.
Yes.
And the fact that we can speak like this about such a great athlete,
Yeah.
it doesn't come easy.
No.
You know, she has broke world records in season. She broke a world record 6 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Was
in
it 6
April,
weeks ago
or May,
in
yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, it was. Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale.
So the level, the dedication, the years of training. You know, she won the Olympics when she was 15 years old in 2012. We're now 13 years down the line, talking about a young lady who's going to go out there potentially and win another world championship.
So there you have it. Our picks for tomorrow. Of course, like you say, anything can happen. You're going to have to be tuning in and watching. And don't, of course, forget to like, subscribe, and give us a follow. And tune into About Last Night tomorrow night when we find out who owes who a yackle. We'll see you there.